really excited to be here because I've campaigned quite a lot on climate change, and it's a fantastic opportunity to talk to people from across Europe. I think the way we had the discussions here has been fantastic. We started yesterday with a group of people who'd never met, and we were just asked what we thought. And there was no assumption that you were a great expert, that you'd maybe thought the same things as other people. But we quickly understood that we had the same shared objective, which was basically to have transformational change to save the planet. So I think the first thing for building trust is bringing people together and helping them understand that even though their journeys may be very different, they want to get to the same place. And then encouraging people to just be honest about how much they know or how much they think they don't know. Most people know a lot more than they think they do. Encouraging people to be open in discussion, to let other people speak, to really listen. I think listening is really important in building trust, and it's one thing that politicians are really bad at, and it's one thing that movements are generally better at. And then I think it's about letting go a little bit. So now we've got this process today when a group of people are going to take forward the discussions we had this morning, and they're going to write something kind of on behalf of all of us. And I completely trust that they might not write every word exactly like I would write it, and they might not write every sentence I would write, and they might have ideas I've not had, but I trust that they want to do the same thing. And you get there by just letting people have time together, letting them have lunch together, have coffee together, making it informal, allowing people to express their personal experiences, because no one's ever wrong with that. You know, if you tell me about your experiences and why you believe something, then you're right. And in a way, that kind of levels people, and then I think that builds trust as well. And that's why I think what we're doing here has been really brilliant. I think it's much easier to build solidarity with a purpose. You know, I think it can be a very abstract concept, like I feel solidarity with refugees and migrants. Well, what does that mean? A shared common vision is really important. And it's a sense of purpose. It's what do you want to change? I mean, it's not just what's wrong, because, you know, lots of campaigns start because people have a really good idea of what is wrong. It's actually a lot harder to figure out what might be right. Deciding together what might be right and broadly agreeing together how you might get to what is right. With a sense shared of purpose, I think that is really critical. Otherwise, it can all feel a bit far out there and just a bit abstract. It was when I lived in Bulgaria, and I worked in Bulgaria for 10 years, mainly with a group of Bulgarian people, and we worked in a small town in the middle of the country, a very poor town, and we worked with children who'd been abandoned into institutional care. And it took a long time for us to build the trust that we needed to try to work with the people who were looking after these children and help them find a better way of caring for these kids who were really in a bad way. And the moment I realized that not so much the workers had solidarity with the campaign people, but that we all had solidarity with the children, which is what we were trying to create, was when we got to Christmas. And this group of women who were really badly paid, really badly treated, worked in terrible conditions, no one had ever paid them any attention. They were asked about the shifts at Christmas and who would work. And the year before, it was really difficult for us to keep our services going because nobody wanted to give up their Christmas. It was fair enough. And that year, everybody said, my family understand, I don't need to be at home with my kids. I would like to be at work. In fact, we had the opposite problem. We had too many people. And we realized then that that meant that we were going to be successful because we'd reached that point when the thing that everybody cared most about was the fate of these children, and they'd put aside their different cultures and their different perspectives and how they felt about their work or how we as kind of campaigners felt about them. We'd all focused on the one thing that really mattered. And it was brilliant, and in fact, we made a huge difference, and those children now have much better, happier, healthier and longer lives. And it was a really precious moment.